Hey, what's up, YouTubers, and welcome back to another chill night here in the great state of Wisconsin at the Walnuts compound. And I'm gonna show you guys a couple things I picked up recently over the last few weeks. I got Miss Hannah and Miss Heidi here joining me. I bought a couple of Batman animated steelbooks. We'll talk about those. I'll also pull out some of my other Batman steelbooks to show you guys my collection on the animated movies. I bought the whole complete collection of the Reading Rainbow. I got a couple of horror figures. I have the, the Spirit Halloween Leatherface statue. It stands about 12 inches tall, almost 12 inches deep. We'll pull that out and take a closer look at that. I ordered a couple more, I guess, fan-made Blu-rays of television shows that are kind of rare, that were never really released on any format other than maybe VHS. I picked up some of the Simpsons seasons with the plastic faces. I always kind of liked those, and they were always pretty expensive. And I think when they first came out, Best Buy was selling them for like 50 bucks a piece. Well, I got that whole lot for less than that, so we'll talk about that. And I got a couple more figures, and these are the Toonie Terror. I got a couple more Leatherfaces, and I pulled an extra one out to show you guys my little collection on that. And I have a new Horror Hound magazine to the collection. That is the special from November of 2011. If there's enough time, I'll flip through that a little bit at the end. So get yourselves relaxed, get a beverage, get a snack, let's chill, and let's check out some of these movies and toys that I picked up. So we'll start with the DC animated Batman movies that I picked up. I grabbed two recently, and these are the DC Universe movies of Batman, The Long Halloween Part 1, and these steelbooks are amazing. They're gorgeous. Really good art on there. There you can see the Joker, and Batman is chasing a serial killer who kills at night. Then Part 2 came out. See some of the characters there. Halloween being one of my favorite times of the year. It's pretty much Halloween year-round here at the Walnuts compound. Haven't watched these yet. These just came in the mail about 2 or 3 days ago. You can see there that there are some really cool villains. Batman is one of the best characters in my opinion. I think he's my second favorite behind Spider-Man. So these are the two newest additions to my collection. And I thought I would pull out some more Batman movies that I have just to kind of give the video a little filler. And most of these are steelbooks, but the first three that I'm going to show are not steelbooks, but they come with nice slipcovers. And the first one is the Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Return of the Caped Crusaders. And this was an all-new animated movie featuring voices from the original duo, Adam West and Burt Ward. This is an animated movie. I much prefer the animated superhero movies to the live action. I don't hate the live action movies, but I think they just overdid it. They put way too much out in such a short time. It was pretty much overwhelming to me anyway, and I don't know if they were all really that great. Here was a Target exclusive with the lenticular plate. This is Batman versus Two-Face. Has a voice actor, or voice acting, done by one of the greats, William Shatner. He did Two-Face in this movie. Yeah, it's a pretty nice cover. It doesn't really change the image, and it's kind of hard to see here on my phone, but there's a 3D depth, and Two-Face is kind of in the foreground, and the other characters are layered behind him. I don't know if that's really showing up, but it looks nice in person. I like the different blues that they use together. The light and dark blues, they go really good together. And I have this was a European import of Batman Ninja, and this one was a exclusive at HMV. It includes a limited poster on the inside. I think that's a really nice image of Batman there, and kind of shadowing out the moon in the background. Let's see if I can slide this out. It comes in a nice slip box here. It's almost kind of an anime style animation. I think it looks great though. It's really good. And then here's what the Amaray case looks like. And then on the inside you have the Blu-ray. And here's the little advertising card. There's also a digital code, and then there's a poster with the same image that's on the box, which I'm not going to pull the poster out, but that looks pretty nice. So these are the three, I guess, non-Steelbooks. And now we'll dive into the Steelbooks. These are in no order, just kind of pulling from this pile right here. And the first one is called, well, it's a DC Universe original movie called Batman Bad Blood. These look really, really great. This one came out in 2016. Let's see if I can tell you more about the Long Halloween. Those came out in 2021. I forgot to mention there's some pretty good voice acting in here. And one of the voice acting was, I think this was the very last role that was played by Naya Rivera before she passed away in a drowning accident. But it also has Jensen Ackles, who was in Supernatural. He was one of the Winchester brothers. He was Dean. Also has Josh Duhamel. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Pretty good voice acting in these two movies. And it's a shame about Naya Rivera. She was a very, very beautiful, talented young woman who passed away trying to save her son. I believe she did save her son, but she passed away. So that was Batman Bad Blood. And then I have the Steelbook of this movie as well. I just showed you guys the Amaray case with the slipcover. So this is the Steelbook of Return of the Caped Crusaders. This is pretty good. I like this one. I like all of these actually. I much prefer the animated movies. I think they're pretty entertaining. And the next one's called Batman versus Robin. I don't keep the J cards anymore, and I recommend to you guys out there, you can do what you want, it's your collection, but I recommend taking the J cards off. If you're going to keep the J cards, just take them off and take the little glue dots off, because those things are pretty, I don't want to say that they're dangerous, but they leave, sometimes they leave oil or grease stains on your steelbooks. Sometimes they actually can kind of fade the artwork too. So what I do is I take the J cards off, I get rid of, I toss them, I don't keep them anymore. And of course I take the glue dots off, and then I put them in a fresh sleeve. That way you can see the artwork on the front and the back. And if any of them are an exclusive and it was on the original shrink wrap, I carefully peel that sticker off of the original wrap and I put it right onto the bag. I don't put it onto the steelbook. So that is definitely on the bag, and it doesn't affect the artwork at all. I like to keep that just to remind myself that this was a Target exclusive. It's hard to, with the huge collection that I have, it's hard to remember everything. And if I threw that sticker away in 2 years, I wouldn't remember that. So just the way I do things, you can take that advice or leave it. The next one here is Justice League, the New Frontier commemorative edition. See all of our heroes there on the back. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. And the next one is it's called Assault on Arkham. It's a DC original movie. It was a really good video game that I had on PlayStation 4, and my son used to play it and I would watch him. It was really good. I should probably put that in someday on my second channel and play that a little bit. There you can see Harley Quinn, and this was also a Target exclusive. I put that sticker on the bag, not the steelbook. The next one is the steelbook for Batman Ninja, and we saw the HMV Blu-ray earlier, but this is the steelbook. This is the US steelbook. Check out this art, looks really good. You can see the villains, including Penguin, Two-Face. There's the spine. The next one is Justice League War. Which do you guys prefer, DC or Marvel? There's no right or wrong answer, it's just a personal preference. This was also a Target exclusive. And who's your favorite superhero? I'm gonna say my favorite is, I already told you, it's Spider-Man, followed by Batman. Next one is called Batman and Harley Quinn. And Harley Quinn is probably one of my least favorite villains. She gets a little bit annoying to me. These steelbooks are great. This artwork is pretty phenomenal. And it looks like we have one more, and that one is Batman the Killing Joke. This one was one of the first rated R DC movies, DC animated movies. And if you ask me, I watched this a couple times now. I don't really think this deserved a rated R rating. I think they could have easily gotten away with PG-13, and it makes me feel like they pushed for an R rating, maybe to kind of get a little more buzz about the movie, and maybe people would want to buy it and watch it to see what all the hubbub was about, and it was really much ado about nothing. I mean, it's a good movie, and it is a little violent, but PG-13, to me anyway. This one's good. It's a great image of Batman there. So those were the animated steelbooks with a couple of regular Blu-rays. So let's move on now to, we'll talk a little bit about Reading Rainbow. I know most of you probably don't care about it, but some of you will. We'll talk about that briefly. So here is the complete series of the Reading Rainbow, hosted by LeVar Burton, who was, you may remember him as Kunta Kinte in the Roots mini-series that was on TV back in the, I believe it was either late 70s or early 80s. A very overrated series to me. I don't really think it was all that great. And he also played, I believe it was Geordi in Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. I was going to say it's getting late, but there's no excuse to make an error like that. It was Star Trek, not Star Wars. So this was never released officially. It doesn't have an official release. I doubt this ever will. It does have a couple of official releases, kind of like the greatest hits DVDs. There's a few editions with like 2 or 3 episodes per edition. But I ordered this online from, like I said earlier, it's kind of a fan-made edition. I'll pull one of them out of the box and show you. But this has every single episode that was ever shown. The DVD quality is not very good, but you do get the whole series. I will see if I can remember to maybe show you a clip of what the quality looks like on my TV in the living room at the very end of this video. I'll kind of tack on like a 1 or a 2 minute clip showing you what the quality looks like. But there you can see LeVar Burton. I believe if I remember, the series started in 1983, which I was just a very little guy back then. And I remember watching this quite a bit on TV, and I love the show. It's called Reading Rainbow Remixed, but it has every episode from every season in chronological order. So this one is, let's see here if we can zoom in a little bit. This is Reading Rainbow discs 13 through 17. So this is somewhere in the middle, but I just pulled this one out so I can show you what it looks like, what the quality looks like on the discs. So they do come in these nice swing trays. Most of the pictures are exactly the same. I think they're all exactly the same. They just have a little different color scheme. And this is season 13, disc 1, season 14, disc 1, season 15, disc 1. So they crammed all of the seasons onto one. These are Blu-rays, I believe. Blu-rays can hold a little bit more than DVDs, but the quality is pretty bad. And you can see that it has that purple tinge to it, meaning that it's a burned copy. And like I said earlier too, that I doubt this will ever get a complete release on as a box set or a complete series. So this will probably be the best that you can get, at least for now. Maybe somebody will clean it up and it'll look a little bit better, but for now, this is what we have. And like I said, if you stick around till the very end, if you're interested, I'll show you a little clip of how it looks. But these are every single episode from every single season. It was a little pricey for this. It was about $100. If you're interested, leave a comment below and I'll let you know where you can get this. But also do be aware that the quality is pretty bad. So, all right, I'm gonna put these away and we'll move on. I also do want to mention though that I don't want to make it sound like I'm a quality snob. I do like quality, but I do understand also that some of these older shows and older movies, they're not always going to be scrubbed up squeaky clean, and they don't always need to be. But I do want to represent these properly when I talk about them to you guys, so I'm not giving you false information. You run out and buy these and you may be disappointed. So I just wanted to add that to the end of this reading rainbow. I'm happy with these. I mean, I think I paid a little bit more than I should have. So I paid $100 for this whole lot. That's what they're going for. To me, that's a little pricey. I would have felt more comfortable in the $50 to $60 range, but you're not going to find these anywhere else, so I figured I'll go ahead and grab them for $100. We have this big dirty bastard here. This is the Leatherface statue that came out from Spirit Halloween last year in 2023. And I will pull this out of the box at the very end of the video. But for now, I just want to kind of gloss over it and show you that this is a pretty awesome statue. This has a funny market. What I mean by that is you can go on eBay or Mercari, and one seller might have this for $80. Another seller has it for $200. But I think if you go over directly to Spirit Halloween, I think they're like $79.99 or something like that. So whoever's selling these on aftermarket, on secondary markets for $150 or $200, they must be high. Maybe they're sniffing glue, I don't know, but just be aware of that. You know, I mean, you can still get these at Spirit Halloween. They came out last year. I do believe that they're still selling them there this year. I bought this on eBay for less than Spirit Halloween was asking for it. And this thing has never been out of package, but it will be in this video. We'll look at the detail a little bit better, but it has a little button down here, and it just plays one little scene from the movie. I'll play it right here really quick. Now, that is not an actual scene from the movie, but the way that they describe it, it was, they said it was chainsaw accurate to the movie. So I think they threw in that screaming, and obviously they threw in those crickets at the very end. But I think it's pretty cool that they have a little sound for this statue. We'll look at the box here really quick, but we'll wait for the full reveal at the very end of the video. So this is the highly detailed sculpture. These are really nice. I think I paid about $70 for this. See, it says right there, movie accurate chainsaw audio. Box is huge. It's pretty heavy. And the dimensions, this is what they were asking for it here. It looks like, hold on. Man, this phone is something else. I can't even believe it. I think I have a dud. So they were asking $89.99, and that was last year. I think the price has gone down, and I, in my opinion, I think they thought these were going to sell out and be done, but they must have had a lot of stock left over because they're still selling it this year, and they dropped the price on it. You can see the back there. And again, we'll look more at that later. So it stands 12 inches tall. It's almost 12 inches deep too. I think it's like 11 and a half or 11 and a quarter, something like that. And on the top, not a whole lot going on there. And I think the bottom is pretty much plain. I think this is made out of a poly resin. Let me see if it says on the bottom. Okay, these are just the battery installation instructions. This thing's pretty heavy though. And I noticed that they have an orange apron. I don't know if they did that to try to get away from a copyright or a trademark infringement. I'm not sure. It looks like this may be licensed. I don't know 100% about that, but I mean, the chainsaw looks screen accurate. It's that pull-in. He's pulling the pull-in. So I'm gonna put this off to the side and we'll talk about some more fan-made Blu-rays that I got. So recently, about a month or so ago, I showed you this stack here, and I just brought these out again to show you that I got some more from the same seller. We'll go over these again. I just want to show you guys, in case you missed it the first time around, some of the items that are available from this same seller. But this one is the Japanese live-action toy Spider-Man series, the complete 1978 series from the Marvel Comics television collection. They showed this in the US back in the 80s in a syndication. I remember watching this. These are in original Japanese audio with English subtitles. It's over 1,000 minutes running time, so you get the whole series here. You can see some of the screen grabs, and these are pretty ridiculous, but they're very entertaining. And you can see the episodes there. We have 41 episodes, all 41 episodes, plus we have the Spider-Man movie that was released in Japan in 1978. That's included on here as well. So that's a nice little bonus feature to throw in, so you get the whole complete collection here on Blu-ray. The next one is the 1979 Spider-Woman animated series. You get the complete series here. And you get 16 episodes. I don't remember much about this, but I definitely wanted to grab it and watch it. Looks like the screen grabs are pretty cool. I'm pretty much a fan of anything Spider-Man that was animated. Next one is The Incredible Hulk, and this is the complete 1982 series. I remember this very well. These were fun. I really enjoyed the Hulk too as a superhero. You get all 13 episodes. It lasted for one season. Here's a show that I really enjoyed when my kids were little on the Cartoon Network. This was right around the same time when the Powerpuff Girls were pretty popular. Courage the Cowardly Dog was popular. Dexter's Laboratory, I thought it was really fun, and we used to get some pretty good laughs out of this. I never in a million years thought I would be buying this for my collection, but when I saw it, I thought, why not? I'll grab it just for some good memories of watching this with the kids when they were little. You get 4 seasons, all 78 episodes. Pretty clever little show, pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. Next one is another show from the early 80s, and I believe this ran from 1981 to 1983-ish. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the complete series. So you get 24 episodes. It covers all the 3 seasons. The Amazing Spider-Man teams up with Firestar and Iceman. In my opinion, they really don't make cartoons like this anymore. There are still there's some good stuff out, you know, but nothing really compares to the 70s and 80s when it comes to cartoons, at least in my opinion. So this next one, I guess, is kind of more modern. This is from 1996. This is The Incredible Hulk, the complete series. You get 21 episodes. This one I don't remember watching, but I wanted to grab it so I can check these out. And the last one from my newest pickups. There's still a handful or so that this seller has that I want to grab. But this is the 1977 US live action The Amazing Spider-Man, the complete series. So you get 13 episodes. These were pretty fun. If I remember right, I think this show got its jump start from having little short segments on 321 Contact. It was either that or the Electric Company, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was the Electric Company. So they would show little segments that would kind of run in, kind of continue into the next episode. And these were pretty fun. I remember watching these in syndication when I was a child. You get 13 episodes if I didn't say that already. So these are the newest editions that I picked up. I'll do a recap of the other ones that I picked up just to kind of show you what's all available from this same seller. So I won't spend too much time talking about these. I'm just going to kind of blaze through these to show you what else was available. So you get the Invincible Iron Man from 1966, the complete series. The Mighty Thor. The Incredible Hulk. Captain America. Prince Namor, the Submariner. Courage the Cowardly Dog. I love this show. This is a great show. This is one of my favorite all-time cartoons. And the Powerpuff Girls. This was another show that I watched with my kids when they were growing up. And just to kind of rehash these here, you get the Amazing Spider-Man. That is the live action US show. You have the Incredible Hulk from 1996. You have Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends from 1981 through 1983. Dexter's Laboratory. The Incredible Hulk, 1982. Spider-Woman, 1979. And the Japanese live-action Spider-Man from 1978. So I'll kind of rifle through these two. These are some of the Simpsons seasons that I picked up. I always wanted to get the plastic face cases. There's another handful or so that I don't have yet, but I picked these all up rather cheap. They were like about 10 bucks a piece or so, and they're all in really like mint condition. All the discs are clean. Everything looks really good. They all come with their original slip cover boxes. So this was the complete 8th season with Maggie on the cover there. It's just it's a plastic shell with the DVDs housed inside. And you can see at one point somebody bought that at Best Buy for 42 bucks. I have the complete 7th season, so these are a little bit out of order, but there you have Marge with her big blue hair. Collectible limited edition box. See that they have all of the episodes kind of in a arc there, and you have some bonus features. And we have Homeboy, Homer. This is the complete 6th season. Again, somebody paid $42 for that at some point. I I really like The Simpsons, and I like the Family Guy and American Dad. I love animation, but I haven't watched any of these shows in quite some time. But I am glad that they're still going and going strong. I like Bob's Burgers, and I was never really a fan of South Park. I never really liked South Park, and Beavis and Butthead was just so, I don't know. But this is the 11th season with Krusty the Clown on the cover. What does that say? The Simpsons Ride VIP Pass inside. And we got Bart on the 10th season. All of these are really, really good, clean, like new condition. And the last one that I have is the complete 9th season. This one has the Simpsons movie on the inside, I think. Oh, it says the Simpsons movie sneak peek. I have that on DVD already anyway. So I thought these were pretty nice, pretty cool to pick these up. There's no way I was going to pay $50 for these when they came out, or $41, $43, whatever these are. But for $10 or even $15, I'd buy these all day long. So there we go again with there's 8th, 7th, 6th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. This is going to be a shorter one. I own this already. I just wanted to bring it out again. This is the Toonie Terrors that NECA puts out, and this is Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I believe I was mentioning when I showed this in a previous video that there was a Bloody Apron version of this, and there is. And I picked it up, and let's see, here it is right here. The seller I bought this from said this was a Loot Crate exclusive, but I don't know that to be true for 100%, so I'm only letting you know what he told me. But this is the Bloody Apron Leatherface, blood on the chainsaw as well. And to show them side by side, when these first came out, these Toonie Terrors, I was kind of against them. I don't really like collecting the cutesy stuff, but the more I know about these and the more I see them, I really love these things. They're really great, and they're very affordable compared to a regular NECA figure. Regular NECA figures are anywhere from like $30 to $50 or so. These are about $15, brand new on the shelf. So there's the clean apron, and there's the bloody apron. And then they have a 40th anniversary Pretty Woman. This one is pretty amazing. That is a great looking figure. Look at that. These are becoming a little harder to find, a little more pricey than normal. So these two are roughly in the $20 to $25 a piece range, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending how patient you are. And this one was around the $15 mark, right off the peg at a Target, I think it was. So these are a little more rare, so they're a little more expensive, but they're not out of the stratosphere yet. They're not, ridiculous, at least not yet. But I believe that this one will probably be harder to find in the near future, probably going to go up in price. So you can see it comes with a chainsaw, it comes with an armadillo. Nice little touch. I just think this figure is amazing to me. I love this. To me, this is worth $25 or $30. Easy. I don't think I would pay much more than that though for these. $30 would be my limit, I think. I'm sure you can find it for cheaper than that now, but down the road, these are going to go up in price. So I'll just kind of do a little recap really quick. And then I'll stop the video and we'll take Big Boy out of the package and we'll look at that a little closer. And then we'll flip through that Friday the 13th magazine, and then I'll show you guys a screen, like a minute clip of the Reading Rainbow if you're interested. I'll save that very last in case you don't want to see it. You can check out. So let's take Bubba Sawyer out of his box. Okay, so Bubba is officially out of his box. It took a little bit longer than I thought. I mean, this thing was literally never taken out, so everything was still taped together. I had to go get a little knife and very carefully, very gently remove him from his plastic prison. And the first thing I noticed was that this is absolutely licensed. You can see there on the back, it says it was the 1974 Vortex Inc. The co-creators of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise are Kim Henkel and Toby Hooper, all rights reserved. There's the back where the battery goes in. It has a little on, off, and try me switch. So we can turn the try me switch off. Let's see if I can find the button. I think it's right here. But there's, we're going to go over this pretty carefully so we can see all the details. I don't know what I did wrong. So there was a little button, I played it earlier. I had to disconnect this cable. And maybe that's why it's not on right now. But that was only for the try me portion. Let me see here. Let's see if I put... Anyway, I'll figure that out later, but let's take a look here at Leatherface and see if we can get some good detail here. Yeah, this is really good. See, he's got the chainsaw with that little black bar over the pull-in logo. He's got a bloody apron. You can see he's pulling the cord there on the chainsaw. He's got a bracelet with trinkets. I think it had ears and fingers on it in the movie, other pieces of body parts. And then down below here you can see that there's a little bit of carnage down there. There's rotting corpses, skeletons, and rotten pumpkins, and he's stepping on a pumpkin with his dirty boots, blood stains on him. This is a really nice piece. And it's definitely priced right, in my opinion. You can see the flesh kind of falling off the bones there. And there's some other bones along the bottom of the base. I'll have to find a place to display this. Let me see here. I don't want to waste too much of your time trying to figure out where the sound comes from, but I may plug that button back in and just use that as the sound for it. I think the cord goes right in that little port right there. Let's try it. Actually, I don't know if I want to take that out of the box, because I do plan on keeping the box. And to me, I'm a box collector. I like to usually keep my stuff in package, just because I think the boxes are just as nice as the figures. And let's see here. Such a little piece here, I think. There it goes. Let's see. Pretty cool. I like that a lot. All right, I'm going to put him back in the box just for now until I can figure out a place to put him. Eventually, I'm going to have to rearrange and find a different setup because there are some things that I want to keep out, and I'm going to need a bigger space so I can display these so they're not so crowded and bunched up. It just it looks too loud. It looks too busy when they're all together like that. I want to kind of spread them out a little bit. I'll have to figure something out, but for now I'm going to pause it here. We'll get into that magazine and I'll show you that clip at the end and we'll call it a night. So the latest addition to my Horror Hound collection, which I'm getting pretty close or closer to completing the run. This is the special edition from November of 2011, and this is the Friday the 13th Part 6 edition, which is an excellent chapter in the franchise. I like 6 a lot. It also talks about movies that are not on DVD that should be on DVD, and it has a Pet Sematary retrospective and a 2011 year in independent cinema. We'll flip through this. We won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but just kind of give it a once over. Hard to believe that this issue is 13 years old already. Hobo with a Shotgun, that was a pretty fun movie with Rutger Hauer. It was one of the better B movies that I've seen. I really loved this movie. The Sleeper and Stakeland was excellent. These are really good movies. Nick D'Amici, is that his name? It doesn't say, but that's a good vampire movie. This is a nice little indie horror film called The Sleeper. I really enjoyed that one. Chillerama it's okay. It was a horror anthology, but it's kind of a horror comedy anthology. One of the segments was about a giant killer sperm, if you guys remember. Adam Green did one of them. Tim Sullivan did one. I think Tim Sullivan, it was a gay werewolf segment that Tim Sullivan did. Adam Rifkin and Joel Lynch did one. Here's the Pet Sematary retrospective. It's showing all the different physical media copies you can get, the laser disc, the VHS, a beta, DVDs, DVD collector's edition, and there was a CD soundtrack. There's a splash page with Slimer and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. That's really nice. Nice little poster here in the middle of Jason. Nathan Thomas Milner, 2011. Jason gets recharged by lightning. Lightning strike hits a piece of metal bar from the fence, the gate, and brings him back to life. Why not? Jason never dies. It's actually a pretty good entry though into the franchise, I think. I like 6 a lot. And these are DVDs that were still not on DVD 13 years ago. This one is now. I have that on DVD, Bigfoot. Cheesy Flicks put that out. Blue Monkey is on Blu-ray now. Deadly Blessings on DVD, Blu-ray. Death Ship is on DVD and Blu-ray. Demon Wind is on DVD and Blu-ray. Don't Open Till Christmas is on DVD and Blu-ray. Most of these are. These are both on DVD or Blu-ray. Edge of the Axe. Arrow Video put out a nice release. Gator Bait 1 and 2 are on DVD now. Ghost Town's on Blu-ray from Scream Factory. The Horror Show's on Blu-ray in a box set. Most of these are on DVD and Blu-ray by now. But you got to remember, this was 13 years ago, so Tix has a nice Blu-ray release from Olive Films. I don't think Lunch Meat has an official DVD release. I have a bootleg or a fan-made DVD of that movie. I don't think it ever had an official release that I'm aware of. But a lot of these are on DVD and Blu-ray. That is. I have all of those. That's a good documentary, Document of the Dead. Synapse put a really beautiful Blu-ray edition out of that. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. Cyclone. Synapse also put that out. Well, you can see the logo right there. So, Street Trash. Well, these are all Synapse films. Synapse does a really good job with the quality of their releases. It's really good. This is a great movie right here. It's underrated. Not many people talk about this one. Syngenor. Synthetic genetic organism. Is that what it is? Synthesized genetic organism. It's a pretty horrifying monster. Some of these 42nd or 42nd Street Forever compilation Blu-rays are really good too. I have one of them, I think. I don't know if there were more than one. There may be more than one, but I have one. Patty Mullen, who played Frankenhooker, and she's still gorgeous to this day. When I was on Facebook, and I'm no longer on Facebook, and I'll never go back. We were Facebook friends, and she was very friendly to her fans, and she is absolutely gorgeous to this day. I'm not even exaggerating. She is hot, like hot. She's really, really nice looking. Very sweet girl too, sweet lady. So that is it. This was just a short little magazine here. I'm glad I have this for the collection. I'm gonna pause this here, file it in the box for... Oh, by the way, have you guys tried this? I haven't been drinking a lot of soda lately. I've been trying not to, but there's a new cherry Sprite. It is unbelievable. There's a lot of sugar in it. There's a lot of calories, but this stuff is very, very good. I've been doing a good job not drinking soda, but I have to, every once in a while, you got to splurge a little bit. You can't deny yourself a little treat now and again, but I have lost a lot of weight lately. I dropped about 25 pounds in the last like 3 months. So I'm doing really good right now. I'm about 15 pounds away from my end goal already, and I wanted to hit that by the end of August. So I'm on good pace to do that. So gonna pause it here, put this away, file it in my box, and I'll show you guys a quick little screen grab, or whatever you want to call it, of Reading Rainbow, and then we will end this shit show. Okay, I'm gonna just show you quickly the quality here. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say that the visual quality is probably about a 4 out of 10 in my standards, but the audio quality is about an 8 out of 10. The audio is very good. The visual is not so good. You'll see this here. Let's take a look. So you do get a pretty good menu. So it says at the top, Reading Rainbow 1-1, that means season 1, disc 1. And then you have the first 5 episodes on this disc. So let's check it out.
Hi there! Quite a show, isn't it? Pet show. Prizes for all. If you don't have a pet, you can make one up.
Okay, we'll end it here. But I want to say, though, that I do have a very nice sound bar, so that enhances the sound. I also have a very nice Blu-ray player, but that doesn't upgrade the quality of the picture at all. Unfortunately, it looks like it's a VHS rip to me. It's lower quality than a VHS to me. But to get the whole series, that's how you got to do it. Maybe eventually at some point somebody will release this whole series with better quality, but until then, this is what we have. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys very much for stopping by and hanging out with me. It's always nice to see you guys here. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.